Hello, I'm Nicole Northgarden, and this is Nicole Northgarden Stitches. It's my FlossTube update number 4. Here we go. Hello, you all. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my FlossTube channel. If you're not familiar, I am Nicole Northgarden, and I have other channels. I have a thrifting channel. I have a home and garden channel. I have a largely inactive DIY channel. And I have this channel, my stitching channel, where I give you all of my cross stitch updates. Originally, I was kind of incorporating this into my home and garden channel, but really, I know not everyone's interested in stitching updates. So I thought, just make a whole new channel and go with it. So that's what I've done. And I'm here today to give you updates on my stitching projects. Let me take a sip of my coffee. I love my granddog. That's from my eldest daughter. She's 24, and she has a doggie named Finley, who I actually adore. So I do, in fact, love my granddog. Anyway, I have updates on my works in progress, my WIPS. Then I also have 2 fully finished objects, FFOs, to show you. 3, that's wrong. I have 3. So I have 3 FFOs. And then I have haul because I want to show you my husband Chris asked me to create a list for him from a cross stitch site, and so we did that, and then he ordered some things for me for Christmas. So I have my Christmas presents to show you. My daughter got me a cross stitch related Christmas present that I want to show you, and then I used some Christmas money after the holiday to buy myself some things from was it 1-2-3 Stitch, I think. So I have that to show you. Yeah, so lots of updates here on the channel today. Okay, so I always like to give a few life updates. We're into the new year, and let's see what's happening. Yeah, not a ton is happening. You know, my husband and I both work from home. I did find out, and I kind of knew this was coming, that my position is going away as of the summer. So plenty of notice. And I had already kind of been looking, keeping an eye out for a different job. So I will be getting a different job this summer. So that's a big change. That's a big thing. That happened right as the new year happened. I got notice of that. So that's okay, you know. One closed door is an open door, and they're very happy with my work. They want to keep me on. I won't go into what I do, but they want to keep me on part-time, which is lovely, and I might do that. But I do obviously want to find a full-time job because I like working, and with no kids left in the house, it gives me something to do. So that is happening. And yeah, other than that, I got together with my friend Kate. So that's someone that turns up on my thrifting channel. We got together and went thrifting last week. That was really fun. The family went to an event that Hannah had for college. So that was really fun. So we got to see everybody. Yeah, other than that, everyone's just kind of doing their thing and going along here in 2024. Oh, the sun finally came out today. It had been, so I live in Minnesota, right outside of Minneapolis, and the winters here are usually pretty cold, but it has not been cold, which you think would be a good thing. But what happens is that when it's not cold, then you get all of these clouds. And so it has been warm for our time of year. It's been in the 20s and 30s, which is really kind of warm for us for January. And that has just made it cloudy every day. And so finally today, the temperature dropped to 12, which was glorious because then the sun came out, which I know sounds really funny, but I would rather have cold temperatures and blue skies than have that gray, because I was just feeling it starts to feel like the ceiling is falling in on you. I don't know. I'm sure I have some kind of seasonal depression situation, but it was not fun. I did not enjoy all the gray. So I was super happy when it got cold today and the sun came out. Okay, so what do I want to start with? I guess I'll start with the updates on my WIPS. So I am going to show you all of them. I'm not convinced. So I did a little FlossTube extra right around New Year's, a few days after New Year's Eve. because I wanted to show you a little cross stitch vlog. I cross stitched through the new year, and then I wanted to show you, you know, where I showed you where all those projects kind of were as of the new year. I'm not sure that I've touched every single WIP since then, but I'm going to show you where they're at. We kind of get like a starting point for the year. So I will do that first. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to show you, well, see, they all kind of, so part of my WIPs are actually a new start. Yeah, a new start. So maybe I want to share a little about that first. So one of the things I bought for myself with my Christmas money was a temperature stitch. Now, if you're not familiar, I was not familiar with this until like 2023 and had never heard of this. So basically there are patterns designed that you stitch a little on it each day based on the high temperature for the day. So I thought that would be really kind of cool. So I went on Etsy and I looked for like temperature stitch, I think is what it's called. And I looked at, there's all different ones. I mean, you can get turtles, you can get flowers, you can get a Quaker, which is like, you know, if you're not familiar, it's like kind of like a Lancaster-y, Pennsylvania, Amish country kind of design with like different motifs on it. So you can get a Quaker. You can get what I got, which is a quilt square, basically, is what it kind of looks like. So I picked the quilt square. I will insert a photograph because it's a PDF pattern. So I just downloaded it. So I don't have a good picture of the pattern. So I'll insert a picture here and I'll link it in my description box in case you're interested in getting the same one. I got mine off of Etsy. So then it comes and you have to adjust the temperature scale for your area. So this one is from Apricot Polka Dot Temp. Wow. Apricot Polka Dot is the company, apricotpolkadot.com. And the hashtag for this pattern is hashtag apricot polka dot temp cross stitch. So I guess you could probably look on there and see other people that have stitched this one. So you see in the picture here that it looks kind of like a quilt square, kind of ish. And basically every 5x5 square in the pattern is a different day. And the artist, the designer, provides instructions on how to stitch it. So I basically started in the center and you kind of go up and you go around and around and around and around until you get all through the entire year. Sorry, there's a school bus outside. So I had to adjust our temperatures though, because you can kind of see her temperature. Oh, it's not on here. It's on the back of here. But her temperature scale went from like, let's see, what was her lowest? The lowest temperature was like less than 29 degrees, was all hot purple. And then her highest temperature was greater than 100. So, but so many of our temperatures, you know, I wanted to make more of a range in that cold range because obviously I live in Minnesota. She lives in a warm weather place. So I created my own temperature scale based on Minnesota. So if we get really low, like below 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which we will probably for a day or two, it'll be like this weird grayish purple. I'll show you the colors in a second. And then I have that, like, it goes from purple, which was her original colors, through up to, I changed some. She had magenta. I'm doing burgundy. But it's just this gradation of color through all of the temperatures. So we've been kind of sitting, before the temperature dropped today, we've been sitting at this, like, this color, this bright blue, DMC. I did mine in DMC, by the way. 797, bright blue, for days and days and days. And I'll show you the pad. I've been stitching it as we go. So now that like our low temperature, our high temperature today is probably at least light blue. I think it was like 23 degrees when I woke up this morning. Now we're in the teens, so we'll see what today is. But I will show you, I've been keeping up with it. And yeah, so here are the colors. Let's see. So these are the colors that I chose. And I did it mostly from, I think all from Stash. I would say, I think it's all from Stash. Hold on a second. Oh, here's my blue. My blue is much used. But these are the colors. And so I will work through these colors this year on my pattern. So you can see kind of a rainbow of colors. And this is what mine looks like so far. So I started in the center, so that was January 1st. And that was, and then I like there's a website called like Weather Underground where you can get the daily recorded, not just the projected, but the recorded high temperature for each day. So that's what I look at each night. And so I get the temperature for the day, unless I know for some reason it's going up. But for the most part, by 10 o'clock, we've hit the high temperature. And then I just stitch it while I'm in bed. It's really not a lot of stitches for each day. So it's a 5 by 5 square, 5 stitches by 5 stitches. So maximum you'll have 25 squares, 25 stitches on a day if all of the block was filled in. But you can see, for the most part, the whole block is not filled in. So I started here, and then it had me go up. So it was a little warmer. And then you can see here, it was a little warmer, and then we dropped back down, and then we've kind of been in this bright blue color for the last several days. This was last night. So I am caught up. This is up through, today's January 10th. So this is through January 9th. So I plan to just try to keep up with this. It's very few stitches. I just do it in bed at night, and I think it's a really neat concept. A really neat way to record the year. And I've seen ladies that have done them every year, and then they just have a whole wall of their temperature stitches, and you can kind of see how it changes each year. I am going to, at the bottom of the pattern, I'm going to stitch the year on it so that I can see. Did I say 2023? Probably. It's 2024. So I will put 2024 on the bottom of this once it's all done and frame it. So that's my plan for that. So I've been really having a good time with that. So that was a purchase for Christmas, a new start as well. And that's the progress on that. So my original plan was to really work hard on Santa. I kind of fell off the Santa wagon. I'm not done. I hope to still stitch this in January, but I really kind of was bored of it. And so that's why I have a few WIPs going all the time, because I get bored of things. So this is where Santa currently is. He hasn't changed too much from New Year's, a little bit, but I haven't gotten to his face yet. And I think the last time I showed you, I was on his beard still, just maybe a little lower down. So I'm about here, and his face starts like here. So that is Santa. And this is what Santa will look like when he's done. It's a doll. And I told you, I don't think I'm going to stitch the back of him. I'm just going to stitch the front, and then I'm going to finish the back with fabric. So that's the current status of Santa. I will be getting back to him this month. I don't plan out like what I'm going to do each day, because I'm not good with following a plan. I want stitching to be fun, and I don't want it to feel like a chore. And so if I write something down and tell myself I must do this, then it starts to feel like a chore. So really what I do each day is I try to stitch some in the morning, and I try to stitch a little in the evening, and I kind of pull out what feels like what I feel like I want to stitch at that moment. So, and I have like some WIPs I'm focusing on, but if I want to pull out something else, I can. So that is Santa. Okay, this one I also have not worked a ton on since New Year. So this is the picture. And it is from this Cross Stitch magazine from 1988. I should write this. Just Cross Stitch magazine from October 1988. And it's called Pumpkin Patch is the pattern. And the designer was Fancy That. Let's see. Fancy That is the company, and the designers were Carol and Beth Kindler. Or Carol Kindler and Beth Henslick are the designers. Okay. So that Pumpkin Patch. Yeah, I don't think I've done anything else since New Year's. Maybe it might be that I did these stitches here, but I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that on New Year's Eve I had done this arm. This might be new, but haven't really pulled this one out much. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, and then also Cricut Collection is my mittens. It's like Swedish mittens, I think it's called. Yeah, Swedish mittens. So this is the pattern. The picture. And this is where I am at. And again, if I have a picture, I will insert it of where I was at. Not much to say about that. It is harder for me to stitch on this one. Doing 2/2, and I don't know what it is. The fabric is easy to see. It's something, excuse me. I think it's the design of it. I've mentioned that before. The trees were not maybe a great place to start. They just took a long time because they're like, just the design of them. I can't explain it. There's just a lot of counting involved to get them right. So I think if I can get past the trees, I will be better off when I get to the mittens, hopefully, because there's a lot more like blocks of stitching. But yeah, so that's kind of why I'm like, you know, haven't been feeling that one. I have been stitching. I'm just showing you the ones that I haven't made a ton of progress on. Okay, and then this one I do love, and I think I've made progress on this since New Year's Eve. This one is the You and I in the pink. Remember, I got this at the local needlework shop, Stitchville, USA, which is west of Minneapolis. And this is my current progress. Oh yeah, I definitely have made progress on this since we chatted last, and I think since New Year's Eve. This is so cute. I love this pattern. And I mentioned I got a stain, or there was a stain on here. I don't know if I did that recently or if that was there, because I work from stash with a lot of my fabric. I'm still trying to do that. I'm trying not to buy too much fabric, not to buy any fabric if I can help it. Although there is something I'm going to buy fabric for. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, so there you go. That is in the pink. I really like this, and I will definitely be picking this up. It's an easy stitch. I enjoy it. And I love the colors. The pink and green makes me feel like spring, even though I kind of think it's like a Valentine stitch, but it kind of makes me think of spring. So I like that one. Okay, so those are the ones. They are things I've touched, but maybe haven't done too much on since the new year. You'll be happy to know that I've been working hard on Nest and Eggs. So Nest and Eggs is the one that's really hard for me. And I mentioned that it's not something I had been getting a lot of enjoyment from. And then one of you left a very encouraging comment. I think it was Kim, who is a viewer on my other channel, very supportive woman. And she was like, you're going to love this one when it's done, because it's, you know, a nest and egg, a mom and her babies. And I was like, that is so true. I will really love this. So because of that encouragement, I have been working hard at this one to try to get through the hard parts to get it done. And I have gotten a lot of progress made. So here's a picture of where I was, and here's a picture of where I am. Here is where I am. So I have made a ton of progress on this one. The reason it's so hard is that there's just a lot of confetti stitching. And what that means, if you're not familiar, it's like you'll have like a stitch here of a color, and then that not like another stitch of that color, not for another 10 stitches, you know? So it's like popcorn almost, like here and here and here and here. So it's not a quick stitch, and plus it's tiny. And so, yeah, and I'm doing it 2/2. Is that right? 2/1. I'm doing 2/1, but the 2 threads, like, so what that means is that I have 2 threads in my needle when I stitch, and that makes for like really tight stitches. So it's just hard. It's a harder stitch, and I need to focus on it more. But once I got through this part, and it's not completely done, I still have to go back and do like 1 or 2 colors. Up here, it's more of like browns and blue. It's less confetti, so it's going to go quicker, and like the eggs are not confetti. So I'm getting to the easier parts. I think I will definitely be able to finish this, hopefully by the end of January, if I keep focusing on this one. And I have an antique frame for it. I love the frame so much. It's got like the arched glass. I don't know what you call it, but like the glass like goes out like from the picture frame, if that makes sense. And it's just so beautiful. And so I really want to frame this in that frame for my bedroom, because I have like lots of birds and nest things in my nature kind of themed things in my bedroom. So I think this will be really pretty in there. The frame is already hanging on the wall. So I just need to get it done and framed, and it will be on my wall to enjoy. So that's my plan, to keep working hard at this one. So I don't make a ton of progress. Like, it doesn't look like a ton of progress, but it is a lot of stitches because they're tiny. So yeah, so that's that. And this is what it should look like. I think they fudged their stitched model. Like, their stitched model, when I look at it, it does not have as much confetti stitching. So whoever the person who stitched the model did not follow the pattern. But that's what the model looks like. And yeah, so And then this book is really kind of neat because it actually comes with this mat. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'll have to see. But I think it's neat that it comes with it. It comes with a few mats. Like it has this one too, and then like a gingham one. So I don't know. I haven't decided exactly how I'll mat it when I frame it. It comes with this really cool one here with words on it, which is like kind of more my style. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do. I may use one of the mats that they provided, or I might just do my own thing, but I'm definitely going to use the frame that I have. So. Okay, so that is nest and eggs, and that's where most of my time has been spent. That and my temperature stitch. That's what I've been doing like pretty much every day. But if you remember, if you watched the New Year's Eve video, I wanted to do New Year, New Start. So I had a pattern that I chose, which I will show you. Oh, I don't have the magazine. Hold on a second. Let me get the magazine. Okay, so I've shown this to you ad nauseum many, many times, this magazine. So this is from that Year 2000 magazine. The story here, if you didn't see my other videos, I was on bed rest with my second child, who's now 23, and I stitched many, many ornaments from this magazine. It's the Just Cross Stitch Ornaments Edition, Year 2000. And I've stitched from it since. Like years and years since, many, many projects. So anyway, this is one that I planned for this year. Oops, this one. Snow Joe is his name. Super cute. I forget the designer. Hold on. I think it's Heart and Hand. Yes. Heart and Hand, Needle Heart, Cecilia Turner is the designer. And so I started it on New Year's Day. And it was so tiny that I just did not, I was very disappointed. I have it somewhere here. It just did not look the way I wanted it to look. I want to do it as a pillow. It just came out because I stitch from stash, and so I picked the same fabric that my mittens piece is on, but it just didn't look good when I was doing over 2 threads. Then I went down to 1 thread, and that just made it super tiny. So I'm going to finish that one probably as an ornament for the tree, but that's not what I wanted this for, or I could give it away to someone. I want a little pillow because my idea is that eventually I have lots of little pillows that I can put in a dough bowl on a table, which would be really cute for like January decor. So that's what I really wanted him to look like, and he wasn't looking that way. So I pulled another fabric out from my stash. It's the same fabric that I'm doing Santa on, and I think he looks so cute. I have no idea the count. It's probably 16 count. I think it's fiddler's cloth. I'm not sure. There's no label on it. It's just something I have, but I love the size. So the completed piece will be like this probably, where my fingers are. Well, it'll be probably about the size of this hoop. So what, like 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches. I think it's gonna be super cute. And the only thing I changed all the called for flosses because I just wanted to work from stash, but I picked up very bright white. You can barely see it. I've only done 2 rows of the white because I wanted something that would stand out from the off-white of the fabric. The white that I chose is that DMC, I forget the number. Let me see, where's the number? It might be in Santa. It's the same one I'm using for Santa's beard. Hold on a second. Let me get the number. So it's the DMC B5200, and it's just known to be a very bright white. And so that's what I'm using for my snowman, body, face, and anything that's snow, that's the color. So, and then I really I'm using an over-dyed actually this is over-dyed too, but there was no variegation here. It's kind of funny. This is also over-dyed, really not much variegation there, but it's coming out nicely in the hat. And I really like that because if you look at the model has really nice variegation in the hat. They also have it on the rim of the hat, but mine, I just didn't have that color. But I'm happy with what I have as far as the variegation in the hat itself. So yeah, so that has come along nicely. I'm happy with it. It's an easy stitch. Again, I haven't been focused on it because I've been doing the eggs, the nest and eggs, but I do think I will be able to complete this pretty quickly, at least finish stitching it. Maybe not fully finished by the end of January, but I think I should be able to finish stitching it because I haven't had to spend much time on it to get this far. Okay, so that is Snow Joe. That is where I've been focusing my efforts. So Nest and Eggs, Snow Joe, and my temperature stitch. And then I will get back to Santa, hopefully, before the end of January. That's my plan. That's my plan. Okay, so let's move on to some fully finished objects. I have 3 of them. One I'm going to pull from behind me. So this is an old Sultana kit, and I had posted about stitching this on my Instagram. This was before I had a FlossTube channel, but it was just a kit that I found, I think, at the Goodwill outlet bins, which, if you're not familiar, it's a Goodwill store where they put everything that hasn't sold at the stores or stuff that people directly donate to the Goodwill bins, and it all goes into bins and you kind of rummage through. It's like a step above dumpster diving. It's not actually garbage, but you are rummaging like you do through a dumpster. So that's where I found this old kit, and I thought he was so cute. There are mistakes in it. It's not perfect. You know, that happens. But I really like how it looks done up on here. So I just finished it as a flat. I did put it over batting. I have some quilt batting that I use, and some vintage rickrack here, and then just some yellow fabric from either Hobby Lobby or Joann's. I don't remember. And this heart is from the Dollar Tree, and it was already painted. I didn't have to paint it. And then just ribbon from my stash. I think this ribbon I thrifted, and this one I think is from the Dollar Tree, but I could be wrong. It might be Joann's. I don't remember. But anyway, the room I'm sitting in, I've told you before, is my vintage room. And I have lots of these kind of pastel-y colors in here. That's kind of the theme of this room. So that was always my plan. I have a thing for bunnies. Anyone who watches my other channel knows that I have a thing for bunny rabbits. I just think they're adorable. And I'm really allergic to the real ones. But I think these stitched ones, or ones in pictures, or little figurines are just darling. And so that's why I really liked that. So that's my first full finish. And then I have 2 ornaments. So this is another one from when I was pregnant with Molly and on bed rest. So this I stitched back in 2000, the year 2000. And I just finished it as a little pillow. Yeah, nothing super special. I did not want to permanently attach this ribbon, so it's actually safety pinned with this special kind of safety pin. It looks like a light bulb, and you're able to like kind of shove it into your fabric. So because I like the idea of having a bowl of these little pillows, like in like a dough bowl, but I don't have many of them yet. So for right now, I can hang it on my garland that I'm working. You know, I told you I wanted to make a bunch of ornaments and hang them on a garland. I think that'd be really cute. So for now, I can do that. And then once the time comes and I have more, I can take this ribbon off because it's just safety pinned, and I can put it in a bowl as a pillow. And I did add also on this, so you can kind of see the top of the safety pin here. Can you kind of see that? And on the top of the safety pin, I put a little heart charm. I've seen people do that on their finishes, and I just think it's so cute. I love the idea of adding a charm. I don't know. It's just something I like. So, and then this one is another finish. So I know this seems random. I do not live in Ohio, but my mother-in-law is from Ohio, and my hubby and I and his mom used to make trips to Ohio when we had just Maddie. Maddie was a baby, and probably Molly. And we would just do road trips. We lived in New Jersey at the time. We would do road trips to Ohio, and that's where I would go to the Daisy Barrel store, which was a local needlework shop at the time in Kettering, Ohio. I loved that shop. It has since closed, but they had put out this pattern, or someone, I got it from the Daisy Barrel. I don't know who put it out. This pattern to celebrate the bicentennial of Ohio. And so I just thought it was really cute, and I like the patriotic colors. So I stitched this years ago, and it's just been sitting in my stash. And I was like, I know I'm not from Ohio, but I'm just going to make it into an ornament. I will put it on my little ornaments garland, and I just think that will be cute. So I made it into a little ornament as like a memento of our family and our times in Ohio. And again, there's one of those little light bulb pins. I'm sure there's a technical term for them. I don't know what it is. And I just added a little star charm. I have a lot of these charms because I do junk journaling. And so I was just pulling from my junk journaling stuff. Okay, so those are my full finishes. Okay. Now I want to show you my haul. So let's start with what I got for Christmas. Hold on a second, I need to get organized. Oh, did I forget to show you something? Well, yes and no. I have another work in progress. It's not really a work in progress. It was just a start. It's more like a new start. So, okay. So for Christmas, my daughter Hannah, she is our youngest. She got me some embroidery patterns that I can do on dishcloths. So she got me this one. It's called Tea Time. And here's kind of an idea of all the patterns in there. And then this one is so cute. They are all llamas. Love that. My daughter Maddie loves llamas, so we're gonna, and she's been into embroidery, so I thought I'd get us some dishcloths from Walmart and we can do some stitching together. I thought that would be fun. And then Hannah also got me, she's like, Mom, I didn't know what kind of pattern to get you, but she loved this fabric. I don't know if it's coming off on the camera okay, but it's a pink, like a very light blush pink, and it has like sparkle to it. I don't know if you can see that. And it's just a 14 count Aida. So to stitch on that, I used some Christmas money and got some patterns, which I will show you in a moment. But first, I want to show you the other thing. So then Chris got me for Christmas a bunch of stuff. I don't remember. I think it was from 123 Stitch, or it was an Etsy shop, or different Etsy shops. I can't really remember. I just made a list. So, okay. There's so many here. Okay, so this one, I've been very into mushrooms lately. So that's why I thought these were so cool, so cute. Be in My Bonnet stitch cards. And you get, it's the set letter N, and you get all 4 of those. And I got it because I love that little marigold. Wow, that little mushroom. I think it's so adorable. But I also like the gnome. He's cute. I mean, they're all cute. But I'm definitely going to start with that red mushroom. And along those same lines, I got my first Tiny Modernist pattern. So I got this pattern, and I just love it. Now, here's the question. It's stitched on 14 count black Aida. I do not like stitching on 14 count black Aida. So I was thinking of doing like something else. I probably could go 32 count, like over 2. I don't know. Do you guys have any recommendations on a black fabric that you like to stitch on? Because I just really don't like stitching on the black Aida. I don't like the way my stitches look on it. So does anyone have a recommendation what they like to stitch on if you need a black fabric? So let me know. That's my question for the comments. If you have a recommendation, I would really appreciate hearing it. That would be great. And then I also got this, which I'm probably not going to start anytime soon unless I make super duper progress on my other projects. I love this so much, but Easter is super early. I mean, I could do it just for spring, you know. But Easter's in March, so for sure this is not getting done before March. I'm going to shoot for getting it done by next spring, by 2025. So maybe I'll start this sometime in 2024, but for sure it's not getting done in 2024 unless something wild happens and I make a ton of progress on things. Okay, and then the other thing, oh, I just love these. These are Prairie Schooler, and they're these like spring and fall, these little pillows. I think I'm gonna finish mine as flats, and then I can I don't know if it'll be like a cutting board or a scale. You know, you've seen those things where you have like a different flat thing like this that you can change out every month. So that would be my ideal thing, where I could have something hanging somewhere in my house and I can just switch it out for each month. So that's my plan with these. And I do have January kitted up and started, although it's a very tiny start and I really haven't touched it since I started it, but I will show it to you. And I might have even shown it to you. I don't think I did though. No, I don't think I didn't show this in my New Year's Eve because I didn't work on it on New Year's Eve, but that's the start of January. everything is in here. I'm working them in DMC. I've been doing more DMC because it's cheaper. Kind of on a budget right now. Okay. So that was another Christmas present. Okay, those are all my Christmas presents. Okay. Then I did use Christmas money after Christmas, and I bought myself a few things that I want to share. So to go with my 14 count pink Aida, I got this little cutie pattern. It's called Mousy Sweetheart. This is from 123 Stitch. And I just love it. I love the little mouse. I think he's adorable. There's just nothing I don't like about this. I think it's going to be a super easy stitch. I haven't started it. I'm hoping to start it February 1st. So this will be like a little February stitch. It might not be done before Valentine's Day, but I'll be stitching it in the month of Valentine's Day, which I'm traveling in February. So it'll be a nice, easy one to bring on the plane. I'm going to California. So that is what I got. One of the things I got. Then I also got these, this one, which I also thought I could do on the 14 count Aida. I thought that'd be really cute. And then while I was looking for things to do on the pink Aida, I just found this and liked it. So this will be probably a next year Valentine stitch. It is by Waxing Moon Designs. Oh, did I say this? This is Crochet a Go-Go cross stitch charts. That's the Crochet a Go-Go. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. So that's that one. And then this one is Waxing Moon Designs Valentine House Trio. So sorry for if there's glare. So those are so cute. And I could just see them like framed 3 across or something, you know, like in a 3-part frame or something. I think that'd be really cute. Okay. The other things that I got with my Christmas money are this, the new version of the Christmas ornaments book. So I got the 2023. I told you my other one is from 2020. It lasted me 23 years. Maybe this one will last me just as long. So I was really happy to get this. I didn't realize they were still putting it out. So that was a fun find. And the other thing I got, which I've never gotten before, is the Book of Days. So if you're not familiar, this is basically a cross-stitch journal. And some people use it as a planner. Again, I told you I'm not much of a planner, but what I have, and then also it comes and it's just blank. And I bought this sticker book, which a lot of people buy from Amazon, which has a lot of kind of funky stickers, honestly. A lot of fun ones too. They're Victorian style. You know, Victorian stuff was a little weird sometimes. So there's some weird ones in here, but there's a lot of fun ones as well. And yeah, so I decorated the pages. And then what I've been doing is just kind of, I don't need to show all my business here, but so I've been keeping a record of like what I stitch every day, and actually the shows I've watched while stitching and the high temperature. So I have a written record of the high temperatures of the day. And then also I have my WIPS that I started the year with over here. So that's all the WIPS that were started in when the calendar turned to January 1st. And then also down here, I have January new starts. And this I'm going to do, throughout the year, like for each month, is like record my new starts for that month. Just so I have a record of like when I started it, what I started. So I also, with my Christmas money, got pens because these pages, if you use a Sharpie marker, it will bleed. So I got some no bleed pens. And then I also bought, this is something I saw on someone's FlossTube. Whoops. They put a little charm on all of their Christmas ornaments that they complete from that year. So I thought that was really fun. So I have all these 2024 charms, and I'm doing a giveaway, and maybe I will also send you some of these if you do Christmas ornaments. It doesn't have to be on a Christmas ornament. You could just put it on a piece of stitchery that you complete this year. But I thought those were so cute, and I surely don't need this many. That's just it comes 120. I don't foresee myself finishing 120 projects this year. Something would have to like be really wrong, or not find a new job or something if I was going to complete that many projects. So I think I can share some of these. I will do that in my giveaway. That's a great idea. Okay, and then the other thing I got is just more of a practical thing. I needed more circles, especially with finishing ornaments. I just needed the way that I finish them, which maybe I'll go through on a video at some point, but I just needed some more templates for round pieces because a lot of my ornaments are round and it's challenging to do if you don't have the right template. So those were from Amazon. Okay, I'm going to show you one more thing that was a gift. Okay, so in my planning video, not my planning video, my January 1st video where I was I showed you my vlog and then I discussed some hopes and dreams. I mentioned that I really want to stitch this pattern, Flea Market Flowers. It's a Lori Holt pattern. I think it's just beautiful. I know I'm late to the party. A lot of people stitched this in a stitch along like a year or two ago. I never did it, but I love this pattern so much. And I mentioned that I want to get it and stitch it. And someone wrote to me, a friend from Montana, and she said, if you haven't bought it yet, I have it and I would love to send it to you. So I can receive mail sometimes, little bits of mail at the Pink Elephant, which is a little shop where I sell stuff. And the manager there very graciously allows me to get some mail there. Not a ton of mail, but every now and again. And I was like, well, you can send it to me there because I don't have a P.O. box, which I probably should get one again. I used to have one. There were some troubles with it. So anyway, long story short, she sent it to me and I'm so thrilled. I'm not going to say her name because I didn't ask her permission, but it's someone that watches me on my thrifting channel as well. And she lives in Montana and I'm so grateful that she reached out. I'm so happy to stitch her copy of this. I'm thrilled. So that's why I'm not planning to do like the bunny one or like the big Valentine one, like the more houses, whatever, because I really, really, really am planning to, I really want to get this done in 2024. This is like my biggie because I mentioned that I usually do smalls, but I'm going to try. This is a big one. I know for some people this is not a big one, but for me this is a big one and I really would love to get it done. So that was a gift. I'm inserting this here. I forgot, someone asked me to show what light I use because you guys saw me using it in my New Year's Eve video, but I use this. It's called Anywhere, and it was a gift to me from my mother-in-law for Christmas, but I love it. And it basically makes it so that you can stitch anywhere. It's fabulous. So yeah, and it has a like bright setting and then brighter setting. So I've been super happy with it. I've only had it a month, so I can't speak to the longevity of it, but I've been really pleased. Okay, back to the video. Okay, so that is my FlossTube number 4 update. I hope this was enjoyable. I know it was a little long, a lot of haul, which I don't usually have this much haul, but it was just because of Christmas. So, and a lovely present. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're doing well and that you get lots of time to stitch. And I will see you in my next update, which I'm hoping to do like every 2 weeks. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.